Arch Rivals Football, in collaboration with the Playmakers blog, presents Bearing Down the Gridiron, sponsored by NFLShop.com, Fanatics, and Points.com. Here are your hosts for the show, Alex, the Bearman Al-Kazzaz, and Darnell, the Playmaker Sallins. Executively produced by Ricky, a.k.a. the Master of Mayhem, Litwinkowich. Kickoff starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bearing Down the Gridiron on this Wednesday, October 26, 2022, the final Wednesday of the month. And next month, on November 1st, we'll begin the college football ranking. So you'll see the final AP poll that we'll be using here today down in the ticker below once we get everything rolling. But y'all know me, the Playmaker down there, Sallins here, just pushing through as best as I can through the week. I've been doing a lot of shows and while working full time, so I am kind of tired. You might can hear it in my voice, but I'm here. I'm doing the show and with my partner. He's here too, down in the good old state of Texas, where everything's bigger than Texas. Like in TCU Horned Frogs, ranked in the top 10 in the AP poll. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bearman himself, Al-Kazzaz.
What's going on, y'all?
I'm pushing through. It's not easy.
Yeah, me too.
But we are here, and y'all know how we get started with things.
Today's a milestone day for. It's a milestone day for me today.
Oh, it would explain.
Well, my soccer show is now at 900,000 all-time listens, and my Dallas Cowboys one is at 600,000.
Yeah, y'all know I'm a busy man. That's a busy man his damn self. He has, 5 shows by his damn self.
This is my living, y'all. When I'm on YouTube, because now YouTube has a feature called YouTube Shorts, which is these 60-second videos. When I'm tweeting, really encouraging people to listen, it's not because I want it like that. I strongly do it because these are the shows for you. Believe me. And this is my living.
All right, there, man. You know how we start off every Bearing Down the Gridiron.
Mm-hmm.
Two-minute drill time. We're going to run through it as we always do. And you know how we roll. So, Bearman, our 2 minutes starts now.
So it appears that the commissioner of the Pac-12 says that fans are not in favor of the move with USC and UCLA. Well, no shit.
Oh, you talking about the move for them going to the Pac-12 to the Big Ten? That move?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kansas State quarterback Martinez finalist for academic Heisman. Good job, sir. Academic Heisman. I like it.
Grades are important, but the Texas A&M Aggies have suspended 3 players indefinitely following an incident after a loss to, I believe, South Carolina.
Ooh, that's a hurtful loss. That's a very painful loss. But guys, Smith Nijaba may be on snap count when he returns for a big game this weekend.
And well, Alabama defensive line likely out for the season due to a neck injury.
NCAA provides update on NIL guidance to schools.
Apparently, ASU has committed A.D. Anderson as the president. Well, the president, I should say, has committed to Anderson as the athletic director, rather.
And go ahead and do the other one. I'm going to dive into this NIL thing real quick.
Well, this is the final week with the rankings, so shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
This is it.
So there's no rule changes going on in the rankings. There's nothing really major, but they're trying to clarify it in a more specific way to help coaches, staff, athletic directors deal with the NIL when it comes to student athletes. We shall see how this goes. But with that being said, that was the 2-minute drill with 6 seconds to spare. How you like them mouse?
Yeah, we have yet to lose, so
Because when we do the 2-minute drill, we get right to the headline. We don't waste any time. 2-minute drill. All right. Quick 8 minutes in. Let's get our first sponsor in here because this recap's gonna take a minute. So we'll be right back.
Paint Train Pipe Bomb Productions and the Playmakers blog are now both partnered with Fanatics. Fanatics is now your new home for all fan merchandise from the MLB, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLS, NASCAR, WWE, international soccer leagues, and golf. Check out the links below for everyday deals on fanatics.com.
All right, thank you to our sponsor, Fanatics. And I believe we got a new sponsor coming in whenever I get around to it. But when I get to it, I will let y'all know. But we do have a new sponsor.
Oh, we do?
Yes, we do. I got the email. I just haven't got to it yet. So there's a new sponsor coming on board for the Playmakers blog when we already got Paramount Plus, we already got Fanatics. It's going pretty good for us right now. We got to keep rolling, even though I'm fighting through the Tigers.
Speaking of Fanatics, apparently an update to the catalog.
Yep. All right, Bear
I'm not sure what those mean, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing bad.
I'll look at it when I get time. All right, Bear Man, it's time to do it. It's time to go around the gridiron for the Gridiron Roundup. By the way, he tried to sabotage me. He tried to use the same trick he used against Utah against my Ducks, and it didn't work. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. First on the docket, number 14 Syracuse. That was in Death Valley to take on 5th-ranked Clemson Tigers. And surprisingly, Birdman, it took a quarterback change for Clemson to pull this one out.
Yeah, because Syracuse almost got it. That wouldn't have been good.
Who was the quarterback that Dabo went to?
So you imagine it was a quarterback change, right?
Yeah, it was a quarterback change that took place.
I can't even say the name.
Really? So DJ Ungaliola got benched by Cade Kupnick. And the Tigers remain unbeaten at 8-0. Syracuse was having a surprising season for all the 6-1. It happens. But here's something that we didn't see happening. We're going from the ACC's Death Valley to the SEC's Death Valley because of LSU.
Yeah, that's gonna kill. That's gonna kill me big time.
So Ole Miss jumped out to a 17-3 lead. Can you guess what was the point differential from that point forward? LSU 42, Ole Miss 3. Can somebody explain to me what happened with Ole Miss? This offense that scores about 50 points a game.
Well, they choked big time.
Like how? JT Daniels 21 for 28, 248, 2 touchdowns. He also had 23 carries, 120 yards, and 3 touchdowns. JT Daniels destroyed the Ole Miss Rebels.
Brian Kelly all of a sudden, picking up the groove with LSU.
Brian Kelly has the LSU Tigers at 6-2 on the season. It should be 7-1, but I'm not going to look in the past. I'm going to look forward. Ole Miss suffered their first loss of the season. Ain't that about it? And then we get to this game in the Pac-12. Game of the week. Number 9, UCLA, riding high as undefeated. They was in Eugene, Oregon to take on 10th ranked and 6-1, the 5-1 Oregon Ducks. And Bearman tried to kill my Ducks. Your reverse
I'm glad you
psychology
said the
didn't
bear
work.
man because yeah.
Your reverse psychology didn't work. Damn it. My Pac-12 champion beat your Pac-12 champion. 45-30. Go Ducks. Quack, quack.
All right,
And
Donald
then,
Duck.
hey, you give the Ducks their credit. They won. You try to sabotage them. You tried to reverse psychology again, like you did against Utah, and it didn't work. Good job, Oregon. And speaking of one team, let's go to Texas. Well, Oklahoma, shall we? Because Oklahoma State hosted Texas in a top 20 showdown. 11 ranked Cowboys. Did they come from behind and beat Texas again?
Yeah. They proved that Texas is an overrated fraud.
I had a feeling you was going to go off when I said that.
Well, you know, I don't need to. I mean, my TCU Horned Frogs, you know, made me happy. So,
How about them Cowboys? My Big 12 champion is still alive, still kicking well. Tulane, who was ranked 25th in the poll, we were looking to see how they handle being nationally ranked in the country at 25th. 10-point victory over Memphis Bearman. I guess they handled it pretty well.
I mean, they had a 35-0 lead at halftime that ended up 38-28.
So are you saying they took their foot off the gas pedal and allowed Memphis to get back in it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I don't know if I want to say they handled it well. You don't blow a 35-0 halftime lead.
Yeah, that is true. Snowman's in the building. What's going on, Brian Snow? How you doing, sir? I was on his show this morning.
Oh, hey, by the way, so Mr. Misak finally kept his end of the deal, so you better acknowledge him now.
He ain't sent it to me. I ain't see it, so I can't keep it.
It's on. Well, check your Twitter.
It's on Twitter? Okay. If I can save it and have it for the show on Friday, I will. About time. Took you 2 extra days.
And leave the guy alone and acknowledge him.
Hey, that's what happens when you open your mouth, okay? When you put your foot in your mouth, that's what happens. He put his foot in his mouth.
Yeah, it's not like he expected Russell Wilson to be out for this game.
It didn't even matter. Oh, we're going to Liberty because Liberty Flames, they flamed the BYU Cougars. Good gracious. What does that score say? What does that score say? I need to know. What does that score say?
41-14.
41-14. Good gracious. How does that even happen? Snowman, I'll let you know some other time, but John put his foot in his mouth, and him and Ricky ended up having a bet, and Ricky won the bet, so we got a video out of it that I can't wait to look at. All right, Bearman. As I said last year, when this team lost their first game, I said it again. I said it again when they lost this time. What did I say? This team will not lose their very next game. And Alabama damn sure did because they put a beating on Mississippi State. How you like them apples? 30-6.
24-0 lead at halftime.
And the Bulldogs still can't do nothing. The defense is mad. They gave her that touchdown late. They wanted that shutout. They tried their best to get that shutout. But it's all good. From the SEC to the Mountain West, because we have Boise State, who's leading the Mountain West. They was hosting a team trying to keep up with them in Air Force. And Boise State held on and said, no, this is our conference. We must win this again. We must take back control of the Mountain West as they defeated the Falcons 19-14. Very tight contested game here. Air Force just came a hair bit short of their comeback, just a hair bit short. And then we get to the Big Ten. I do think this puts the nail in the coffin of the Minnesota Gophers for the Big Ten West, because a trip to good old, Penn State, College Station over there, taking a 45-17 beating to the Nittany Lions as the Nittany Lions move to 6-1 on the season, getting prepared for their big matchup that we're getting to in our next segment. What do you say? Penn State is looking like that beating they took in Michigan, they took it out on Minnesota. I hope they have enough left for this game coming up, because this is a huge game for the Nittany Lions at home. All right, Bearman, you wanted to get here. We're here. Go ahead. Announce the last game on this screen.
38-28. Another come from behind win for my TCU Horned Frogs.
Over the 17-ranked Kansas State Wildcats. I'm going to ask you a serious question, Bearman. I'm not joking. I'm being very serious. Why is TCU playing with fire?
Because they can handle it.
When you play with fire, eventually it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get burnt. How many more comebacks is in TCU? Because you mess around, you get down to the wrong team, you know what's going to happen, Birdman.
We're leading towards a rematch, aren't we?
We probably are. And I bet you if they get a 17-point lead again, they ain't blowing that one. TCU, I'm being so serious. I actually like TCU. Y'all better stop playing with fire and start trying to do these comebacks, because somehow a team gonna catch you slipping, and you ain't gonna be able to come back. Now, that this would have been another team that's in Texas, Bearman would have been all over them for all these damn comebacks they're trying to do. But he over there, they ain't saying nothing.
I'll give that one.
You're a slick one there, sir. You're a slick one. See, I pay attention to you.
Kansas State, three guys attempted a pass at least. That's pretty interesting.
They didn't want them to get hurt.
You mentioned TCU playing with fire, right?
Yeah.
A lot of teams do that. So if we're going to mention about TCU, we got to mention a lot of other teams are playing with fire as well.
Yeah, but they ain't undefeated like TCU now, are they?
Nope.
Exactly. I do believe, here's Alex Picks. That old Miss one. Good girl. Nobody saw that coming. There's Mr. Misak. He finally joined us.
Acknowledge him, Playmaker.
I didn't see the video yet, so I can't do it.
You acknowledge him. John kept his end of the deal, okay?
Until I see the video.
You better give him his massive praise, and you better acknowledge him.
Until I see the video.
And John, you didn't lose the bet to me. I picked the Broncos too, dude.
No, you didn't. You picked the Jets.
And Ricky was the one who picked the Jets, Playmaker.
He picked the Jets at preseason, saying that when the game came, the three of us picked the Jets. And even John Nisat picked the Jets.
Still, I picked the Jets before the game, okay? Ricky picked it before the season, so Ricky's the one who actually made the bet. Not you and not me, buddy.
I never said I made the bet. I just know this. He put his foot in
the bottom line is
I caught it.
The bottom line is John deserves to be acknowledged. John deserves to be acknowledged as the tribal chief because he kept his end of the deal. He made no excuse. He didn't back out of it. You give John deserves credit, and he deserves his well-earned respect.
You ain't lying. Bearman, another good week for you.
I'm out of line.
I said another good week for you. Only one loss, that ass whooping that took place in Death Valley by LSU over Ole Miss. He wanted this one to be an L, but it didn't happen. Like I said, he tried to sabotage the Ducks. It didn't work. The Ducks were prepared. And then we get to my picks, and I took an extra one on the chin because I thought Air Force would beat Boise State, but Boise State had something to say. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, yet again, another 4-2 record for me, another 5-1 record for Bearman, and now he's cut my lead down to 3. Slowly but surely, he's trying to chop me down. He's trying to chop me down and try to say 4 when the tree finally falls. I gotta find a way to stop that. But it's all good. It's all good. It's definitely all good. All right, we're gonna take our other break right here, and then when we come back, we gotta get into week number 9. We'll be back.
The Playmakers bar is proudly to announce that it lettered a partnership deal with Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. Stream live sports from any device that you have, whether it's your computer, laptop, or even your cellular device. Catch breaking news live when it happens, and enjoy a mountain of entertainment from movies to shows to whatever you love doing. Paramount Plus. Plan starts at $4.99 a month, but right now you can get a free trial. Just hit that link below with the Playmakers blog and start your free trial right now. Paramount Plus, Mountains of Entertainment.
All right, welcome back. We are here ready to rock and roll because it is time to go on a tour. Bearman, you ready to go on a tour?
Mm-hmm.
Campus tour time, and at the bottom of the screen right here, it is the AP Top 25 poll, the final AP Top 25 poll we'll be using this year because next Tuesday is the beginning of the college football playoff ranking. So, with that being said, let's go camping, Barryman. Let's go campus tour. Beginning tomorrow. Pac-12 action, 10 p.m. FS1. Number 14, the Utah Utes taking on the Washington Cougars. Bearman.
Utah.
He says Utah without hesitation. Yeah. All right, that's Thursday. Saturday, beginning with the game of the week, big noon kickoff, Fox college football kickoff. We're going to the good old Pennsylvania, sir. You ready to go to the Big Ten's College Station?
Yeah, I'm ready to watch Ohio State beat the hell out of Penn State.
Ooh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Why do you feel so strongly?
Ohio State wants to win it all again.
Man, you feel so strongly. Good gracious! You said beat the hell. Let me see. ESPN analyst says 79.6%. Ohio State. Vegas says, 15.5 Ohio State. Ooh. Nobody has faith in Penn State? Nobody? You telling me nobody has faith in Penn State?
What did Penn State lose to earlier that I spoke about, the game that I talked about?
They lost to Michigan. That's the only loss they got. They beat everybody else. They only lost to Michigan. That's because they went in the tunnel trying to fight them, and Michigan came out and ran the ball down their goddamn throats for over 400 yards. Which I forgot to mention when we talked about that game.
Mr. says the safest pick is the Georgia Bulldogs.
See, that's your way trying to get back at me because, John, if you forgot, you do remember that I said I'm taking the season as it goes. Remember that I'm not putting much into the season. I did recall that, but I already had it for you when we get there. So. But that's the game of the weekend. Bearman ain't wasting no time. He went ahead and said Ohio State with no problem. All right, let's leave College Station in Pennsylvania. Let's head over to the MAC. Now, Bearman, I'm pretty sure you was thinking, where did the MAC come from? Correct? Where did this game come from? This is a part of the game you did not expect to see on our slate. Correct?
Toledo and East. Is it Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, that is Eastern Michigan. Good job, sir. You know your logos. You know your logos. I'm proud of you.
Well, I'd imagine. I mean, it's just an E, a green E.
So the Mid-American West, correct, has Toledo at 3-1, and guess who's right behind them?
Toledo.
No, Toledo's 3-1. Guess who's right behind them?
Is it Eastern Michigan?
2-2, along with Western Michigan and along with Ball State.
Wait, they're 2-2?
2-2.
There are any games they like?
That's their conference record. I'm looking at
Oh.
They go back. You got to remember, college they go by conference record. NFL goes by overall record.
Yeah, I was like, where the heck have they been? They're 2-2. We're so far in the season.
Toledo and Eastern Michigan have an overall record of 5-3. So you see why I put this game on the list?
Yeah.
Can the Rockets keep control and take full control of the Mid-Atlantic West? Or does Eastern Michigan put a slight chop to Toledo and says, nope, you can't win this without a fight? That's why this game is on here. Toledo is a 6.5 road favorite according to Vegas. With the ESPN analyst says 76.2% of the Rockets. Interesting enough. All right. Let's get out of the state of Michigan, shall we? Oh, we going to the Q-Dome.
Lazy logo for Eastern Michigan. Yeah, it's just an E.
What about this one? We're going to Syracuse.
Notre Dame and Syracuse.
Syracuse ranked 16, coming off that loss at Clemson. They are back home to take on Notre Dame. 12 p.m. on Saturday. And I think I went past it by mistake. Oh, here we go. Vegas says 2.5 Orangemen. What's Notre
Dame's record?
They are 4-3, sir.
Okay, let's take a look at their last game.
Let's see. Their last game was against UNLV when they won 44-21.
Oh, they had a 23-7 lead after the first quarter. That was a 37 lead at halftime. Okay. No, they beat the UNLV, who's 4-4. And Notre Dame just really isn't that good, are they?
They lost to Stanford the week before. Stanford.
They're not beating Syracuse.
They lost to Stanford. How? Oh well. GMA Wireless Dome, the Q Dome, up in New York. Let's see if Notre Dame can get a big road win or with Syracuse bounce back from that loss to Clemson. From the Q Dome down to the state of Kansas. We're going to Kansas. As I do recall, I think that would be Manhattan, Kansas, if I recall, as 22nd ranked. The Kansas Wildcats hosting number 9 Oklahoma State Cowboys, 3:30 on Fox. That's after our game of the week of the Ohio State and Penn State game. Let's see here. What are the numbers that I need to get to Mr. Bearman? K-State, 1.5 favorite. ESPN says 54.1% in favor of the Cowboys. Vegas goes one way, ESPN goes another way. Bearman, thoughts on Cowboys Wildcats as the fight for the Big 12 still commences on.
Well, if Kansas State could actually do what UT couldn't do, that would certainly benefit the TCU Horned Frogs.
As of right now, both teams are 3-1 in conference. Kansas State is 5-2 overall. Oklahoma State is 6-1. Texas is not out of it, surprisingly, at 3-2.
Texas is out of it. Don't even bother acknowledging Texas right now.
This hate that you have for Texas.
Now, Oklahoma State's defense does have a few issues. I mean, the fact that TCU ran, for 224 yards against Oklahoma State, and Longhorns had nearly 200 rushing yards. So Oklahoma State's running defense is a problem. So Kansas State's they're gonna have to run the ball, big time.
They love to run.
Yeah. If Kansas State loves to run, and if they can do it good against Oklahoma State, then they can get the job done, and TCU needs that.
Are you afraid of
Oklahoma State does in pro wrestling terms? Oklahoma State, they don't deserve a rematch.
And Kansas State does?
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. You're afraid of the Cowboys.
Because I'm the villain, right? Yeah, I get to be the hero.
No, you're afraid of the Cowboys. TCU is the Miz, and Oklahoma State is Dexter Loomis. That's what's going on here. You're trying to get away from the Cowboys. Because you know you got a rematch and they take the lead again, they ain't gonna blow it. Same could be said about Kansas because I ain't never thought Kansas State would blow a lead either. I mean, they both happened to TCU and Fort Worth, Texas, both times anyway. It's all good though. I got it. Let's get out of Manhattan, Kansas, and we're going to Western Kentucky. Is that a green hawk that I'm saying, or an eagle?
It's
whatever?
an eagle. It's not a
an
hawk.
eagle. Okay,
Jeez.
Hey, they both birds and they both fly the same.
They're disrespecting my alma mater, for God's sake.
Disrespecting me not putting this game on here. That would be disrespectful. Lucky for me, I decided to put them on here because I thought it was worthy to have this game on here. I am going to Conference USA, correct?
Yeah.
3:30. University of North Texas taking on Western Kentucky. Why is this game on here? Because who is on top of Conference USA? That would be the Roadrunners, UTSA.
Yeah, who UNT just lost to.
4-0 in conference play, 6-2 overall. Right behind them is Western Kentucky, 3-2 in the conference play, 5-3 overall. And UNT, 3-1 in conference play and 4-4 overall. So, Bearman, your North Texas University football team are fighting for second place against the Western Kentucky. What was yours, sir?
I mean, UNT just had a bad loss against UTSA.
Bad loss? How bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was a bad loss because they came from behind the closing minutes and they couldn't get it done. Western Kentucky is pretty good.
You don't sound too confident in your Eagles there, sir.
Well, it's hard because of how they lost to UTSA.
Let me see.
And this game, they're on the road, and UTS and Western Kentucky is 5-3.
ESPN says 85.7% in favor of the Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
It says 10 Western Kentucky. Woo. Oh. That's not nobody.
My alma mater, they're 4-4.
Nobody.
And they need this win big time.
Nobody believes in your alma mater, sir. Jeez. But it's the fight for second place. It's the fight for second place, so they need to fight their asses off.
Now, North Texas is on top of the Conference USA West. So they got to win in order to stay alive for the Conference USA Championship.
Yes, they need to win.
So they better get it done.
All right. Let's leave the state of Kentucky and let's roll to the state of Florida. Oh, we did hit that 3:30 spot, didn't we? Ooh, that 3:30 spot ugly. We're talking Oklahoma State and Kansas. When I say ugly, I mean a good way. Ooh, the rivalry of the American Conference, Bearman. Here we go. The bounce house in Orlando, Florida.
Now we're at your alma mater.
20th ranked Cincinnati. 6-1 in the season, 3-0 in conference play, taking on UCF Knights. 2-1 in conference play, 5-2 overall. As both teams are chasing 23rd ranked Tulane, who is 4-0 in conference play and 7-1 on the season. The fight for second place begins here in the bounce house between number 2 and number 3 in the American Conference. For the past, how many years we talking about? 3-4 years, Bearman? It's been these two teams that's been owning the American.
Well, I gotta air Mr. Misak's question. Technically, yeah, they're still the Eagles, but we just call them the Mean Green. But yeah, technically, they're still the North Texas Eagles, but we just call them the North Texas Mean Green. Because, Joe Green.
Anyway. All right, back to the game at hand, Bearman.
Well, this is your alma mater, UCF.
Yeah, they took a bad loss to East Carolina. Was it last week or the week before? That's why they have 2 losses because they did lose to Louisville early in the season, which shouldn't have happened, but it did.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough week.
ESPN says 60.4% in favor of the Golden Knights. Oh, sorry, I just said Knights.
60%. Wow.
60%. Vegas says 1.5 favor for the Knights. Are they disrespecting the thing? Are they disrespecting the Bearcats?
Maybe.
Are they disrespecting the Bearcats? I see someone on the season now. They are 6-1 on the season. I mean, you're talking about a team that's averaging 37 points per game, giving up 22. While UCF, okay, I do see some there. 37.3 points per game, giving up 17 points per game. The offense of UCF is averaging 511 yards a game to Cincinnati's 427.4. Yards allowed, Cincinnati's only giving up 305.4 a game, while UCF is giving up 356.1 a game. Wow.
Going against number 20.
This should be interesting, man. This should be very interesting.
Yes, it should.
Oh, are you talking about Rise Plumlee? Yes, he's still the quarterback, and he has thrown for 1,812 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns and 6 picks. Now Brian, who's the starting quarterback for Cincinnati, has thrown for 1,761 yards with 15 touchdowns and 6 picks. Could we have an offensive explosion in the bounce house Saturday at 3:30? I mean, that's a legit question, correct?
No doubt about it.
I'm just, it's a legit question.
See, just like I was so concerned with my alma mater, and you're in the same situation. So when we talk about the schools that we went to, yeah, it really that the personal feelings kick in big time.
Is it really concerning? No. Not really. But hey, the state of Florida will be in the spotlight for 3:30 because that's in Orlando. We get to go to Jacksonville.
Oh, this game's in Jacksonville?
Florida. If the game is in Jacksonville, Florida, you know what game we're talking about. We're talking Florida, Georgia, or Georgia, Florida, depending on how you feel, what fan base you are. For some reason, the pronunciation of this is very important.
Could Florida pull it off?
Hell no. Hell to the F no.
So there's nothing that Florida can accomplish in this game? Like not even put up 21 points or not even put up a respectable offensive performance? There's nothing that can go right?
Can y'all see this? Can y'all see that number right there?
Yeah.
That's ESPN. That's what ESPN feels.
93%. 93%. Oh, hey, by the way, John, guess who just walked in?
My Florida Gators, 4-3 on the season, are in the good old city of Jacksonville to take on the number 1 team in the land, the reigning, defending, undisputed national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. 7-0 on the season. The only close game they had was against Missouri, and people damn near lost their mind if Missouri would have pulled that game out.
That would have been bad for Georgia.
Florida coming off a 10-point loss at home to SEC West rival LSU. Now I'm gonna give you the stats, and then I'm gonna say something that I always say, and it proves to be right there, man, with the test of it. But first, the stats. Florida scoring 31.4 points per game, giving up 28.1 points per game. Georgia is scoring 41.7 points per game, and guess how many points they're giving up per game, man?
How much?
9 points. They are giving up 9 points a game. Good Jesus. Oh, my gosh. We talking college football, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a defense in college football that's allowing less than 10 points a game. Good gracious. That damn Kirby Smart, man. That damn Kirby Smart. But Bearman, do you know what I always say about games like this?
I see this game just going one-sided.
You know how I say you can throw the rankings out the window. You can throw the records out the window. You can throw the stats out the window. You know why? It is a rivalry game, correct?
Yep.
It is one of the games where these two teams that simply don't like each other, correct?
Yep.
Both teams coming off bye weeks. And they finna get ready to throw down in Jacksonville Saturday. And by the way, people are already here tailgating, and it's Wednesday night. Trust me, Bearman, people come here early and get ready for this. Days before.
That's part of the tradition of tailgatings.
So, John Nisai, you can call it an easy win. And Bearman asked me a question. What am I looking for in this game? If Florida keeps it close, how will Georgia respond? If they can't put Florida away early, how do they respond? What was that number I gave you from ESPN again? What was the percentage?
93.
93. They say they giving Florida 7%, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what if Georgia don't put them away early?
What if?
And this game becomes one of those is number one in trouble type deals. Will that bode well for the Florida Gators and Billy Napier? Because he showed the world just because Georgia's number one, we still that program that can fight with anybody. And remember, this is Billy Napier's first year, because that's why I say, you heard me say it, I'm taking the season as it is. This is the first season. This is his first taste of the best conference in football. Don't I always say when you get a new coach, year one, take it as it is? Let's let it ride.
Let it ride.
For your alma mater, it's been a great ride so far because Sonny Dice is doing a hell of a job with TCU.
Wait. TCU is not my alma mater.
Well, your team.
My alma mater is just up the road from TCU.
Hey, damn, y'all about what, 20 miles away from each other?
No, more like 40, 50 miles.
Maybe what, an hour and a half?
Oh, let me look. The problem is the traffic and the construction and the fact that in my state people don't even know how to drive. I'm sure John would say the same. I'm sure John would say the same thing about New Jersey. People just do not know how to freaking drive.
It sounds like Orlando.
Like what?
But if this game is close, if Billy Napier had his team ready to rock and roll and ready to fight, they can lose.
Yeah, but it's a 40 mile. Yeah, it's 40 miles, about an hour. But it depends on the traffic and the construction.
But a fight, if they put up a fight, I feel good. Because they went down swinging, knowing that this is the Georgia Bulldogs. This is the reigning defending national champion. That's the number one team in the land. They are undefeated. Nobody has come close but Missouri. But they put up a fight. I think Bearman would take his North Texas Mean Green putting up a fight against Western Kentucky.
I mean, I'm rooting for my Mean Green, but I just hope they can get it together.
Let's put up a fight. Show the world at 3:30 that, hey, we might have a new coach. We might be working some things out. We might have a new regime. But damn it, we ain't going down like some punks. All right, now they get out of my city. I'm tired of being in the city. Ooh, Louisville, Kentucky. ACC matchup. Number 10. Wake Forest has made it all the way to number 10, Bearman. Number 10 in the country. Did you ever thought you would see the day that the Demon Deacons would be in the top 10?
Nope. Did you?
Nope. But here we are. Number 10. They are on the road to face off against Louisville. Told you that 330 slate nasty. You see that 330 slate? This slate is nasty for 330.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to figure out what game you gonna watch because 330 looking like, whoa, what game do I want to watch? And you ready for this, Bear Man? ESPN. You know what they're leaning with?
What?
Louisville. 51.2%. Let's see what Vegas says. Vegas says. Demon Deacons 3.5. This is a battle inside the ACC, and as Wake Forest sits at 2-1 on the season, right behind Syracuse and Clemson in the Atlantic Division. Louisville is 2-3 in the division. So Louisville playing spoiler to the Demon Deacons, Bearman?
Oh yeah.
So the Cardinals are playing spoiler to the Demon Deacons. Ooh. They are in Louisville, Kentucky. Demon Deacons might be on upset alert. Be careful. Let's get out of the state of Kentucky. Let's head to the state of Tennessee. But we're still talking about a Kentucky team. But ooh.
I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm going Tennessee.
You ain't gonna waste any time, really?
Mm-hmm. I'm going Tennessee.
We're talking number 3, the Volunteers of Tennessee, hosting number 19, Kentucky, SEC East Showdown. And good gracious, 82.9. So we're going with 83% in favor of the Volunteers. I'm according to ESPN. Vegas says 12.5 Volunteers. Oh my gosh. Why is there no faith in the Wildcats of Kentucky?
Tennessee's just doing too good. I think they'll keep it up.
So you just saying Tennessee is just that damn good?
Yep.
So you giving Tennessee the Triple H vibe? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do they even deserve the Triple H vibe?
Why you think Tennessee is not good?
I mean, you giving them the Triple H vibe. That is Triple H we're talking about here.
Yeah, the game.
You saying they just that damn good?
We'll see just how really good they are when they go against Georgia on the 5th of November.
Oh, ooh, is that next week? Oh my god. Ooh, boy. Well, that's next week. So yeah. Moving right along. Oh, speaking of rivalries. Big Ten showdown in the big house. Number 4, Michigan.
Well, once again, let's give Michigan the Triple H vibe. Michigan can't lose this one.
Against Michigan State Spartans. Woo! 90% in favor of Michigan. Oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna say this. John Mesak, if you're still watching, I'm sorry. To any Michigan State fans out there, Magic Johnson. But John Mesak, when you see this number here, you're gonna lose your mind. And this is a rivalry game, correct? This is a rivalry game, right?
Yep.
Michigan State and Michigan is a rivalry, right? I want to make sure because this is what Vegas said. Do you see that?
So Michigan minus 23.
The disrespect is real. This is a rivalry game, and you're saying Michigan by 23, Vegas? Is Michigan State that bad? Let me think.
So here's the question. Yes, you asked it. So is Michigan State that bad? But is Michigan that damn good?
Well, they did get their ass whooped by Washington, and we did cover that game. The following week, they got their ass whooped by Minnesota, 34-7. They lost to Maryland, 27-13. They lost to Ohio State back on the 8th, 49-20. They beat Wisconsin in double overtime, 34-28. Okay. Michigan beat UConn 59-0. They beat Maryland, the same Maryland team that beat Michigan State 34-27. Went to Iowa and gave Iowa a 27-14 beating. Went to Indiana, gave them a 31-10 beating, and decided to proceed last week to whoop on Penn State 41-17. Yeah, Michigan State's in trouble. It's in trouble. I have nothing. I have no. All thing I'm saying is, throw the records out
build up for that game against Ohio State.
Huh?
They want to build up for that game against Ohio State.
But Michigan State is a rival.
So is Ohio State.
You mess around. We said this before when Michigan was in this position, and they had to play Michigan State.
Oh, they're playing with fire, right? Is that the analogy?
What I tell you about rivalry games? And
Any given Sunday.
And then Michigan State gonna know that Vegas says Michigan by 23 is gonna. Vegas has us plus 23. ESPN says a 90% chance of Wolverines winning. Nobody in the damn country believes in us, but we playing in prime time on ABC. If Michigan wins, it might not be by 23. And then again, it could be by 23 because Michigan State haven't proved nothing worthy of them fighting. So I'm leading on the fact that it was a rivalry game. These two teams just don't like each other. So Michigan State gonna play the game of their goddamn lives in the big house. Yep. I don't think it's gonna be enough, but I got a feeling they're gonna have to fight. They're gonna put up. If Michigan State don't put up a fight, something's wrong in East Lansing, Michigan. That's just all I'm saying. Continue on that prime time slide. Oh boy. Big Ten West matchup.
Oh, the Aggies.
Texas A&M, College Station, Calfield. The Aggies of Texas A&M having a very bad season under Jim Bo Fisher. Taking on that team that got their ass whooped by LSU last week. Lane Kiffin and 15th-ranked Rebels of Ole Miss.
I gotta go Ole Miss.
Let's see. Vegas says Ole Miss by 2.
By 2.
By 2. By 2. Damn. ESPN says 57.8% in favor of Ole Miss. They are really taking that ass whooping that they took really badly, ain't they? Cause they got their ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
They got their ass whooped. Good luck with the 12s, Ole Miss, because you're gonna be hearing a lot of noises. I hope y'all can do a good silent count, because y'all couldn't do it against LSU for whatever reason. And that was a noon game, by the way. That was a noon game they whooped y'all ass. That was prime time. I would probably pick LSU, but that was a noon game they whooped y'all ass. That's a damn shame. Now you got to go Texas A&M, and that's a prime time game. Good luck. From Texas to North Carolina. Why are we going to North Carolina? Because I do believe this is the final game that we're going to talk about this week, because in North Carolina, we have the 21st-ranked Tar Heels of North Carolina hosting the Pitt Panthers in an ACC Coastal meeting. And I'm going to look at the standings here for the Coastal Division. Pitt 1-2 in conference play, 4-3 on the season, and tops of the Coastal Division is the 21st-ranked Tar Heels, 3-0 in conference play, 6-1 in overall, with Georgia Tech and Duke in between the two, both at 2-2. All right, I'm pretty sure Behrman's waiting for me to give the odds for this game, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the odds we're looking for with the Tar Heels and the Pitt Panthers? All right, let me see if I can bring it up. There we go. All right, on the ACC network, we have ESPN 67.3% of Carolina Blue, and Vegas says 3% of the Tar. It says -3 Tar Heels. Go ahead there, man.
Tar Heels.
Just like Tar Heels, just like that. Not even no animus, no nothing. Just Tar Heels. You just don't even care about Pitt at all. Because Pitt is just dead to you.
I make my own bets.
Okay. He makes his own bets. What can I say?
I'm a man of conviction.
He's a man of conviction, people. And that was the campus tour for this week, week 9. All right, Bearman, any final thoughts, any warnings to any teams you want to give out there before we close out this week?
Some of the teams I picked, they better get the job done, especially my alma mater.
By the way, the Bear Down Pixels will be available this Saturday. Didn't have time to sit down and do some picks. Like I said, I've been working on everything, but we'll get it up there ready. So there you go. Then, like I said, this ticker at the bottom, this is the final AP poll we will be using this season because beginning next Tuesday, November 1st, is the college football rankings. All right. So take one last look at this here because this is the last time you will see AP Top 25 because going forward, you'll be seeing college football rankings. But now on. With that being said, it is Florida and Georgia week. UCF, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. We got some good ones this week. And that late afternoon window, let's have fun. Let's see some fight. Let's see some good stuff. That's the Bearman over there in Texas, where he'll be cheering on his mean green to put up a fight. We also be seeing if Texas continue to choke as they always do. As for me,
Texas will keep choking. Yeah, they will.
As for me, I'll be enjoying Florida and Georgia as best as I can. Hopefully, the Florida Gators can put up a fight. Well, that being said, and by the way, Friday, ladies and gentlemen, will be arch rivals previewing the weekend ahead. Not Saturday, Friday, ladies and gentlemen, Friday. So remember, set your date, set your alarm. Friday night we'll be going. Okay, I'll have that ready, getting ready to go. So that's the Bearman on the Playmaker. We are out of here for Bearing Down the Gridiron. Enjoy your college football.
You've just experienced Bearing Down the Gridiron, featuring your hosts Alex the Bearman Al-Kazzaz and Darnell the Playmaker Sallins. Executive production is done by Ricky, the master of Mayhem Litwinkowich. Click that like button and subscribe so you'll be notified when a new Bearing Down the Gridiron episode is live on the air. Check out our sponsor links down below for everyday deals on Fanatics, NFLshop.com, and Points.com. Need merch? Check out www.paintrainpipebomb.threadless.com for quality merchandise at amazing prices. Tune in again next time